Wagwan. Welcome to the Spectrums. My name is Jacob Marriott. I hope you're all having a blessed day or night, wherever you're coming from. Whatever you're doing under the sky, I hope that it's going well. I hope that your soul is blessed. I hope that you're nyamming well. I hope you're taking care of yourself and your family, because we are living in strange times and we all need each other in any format that we can provide ourselves. Anyway, speaking of sky, because that was an amazing segue, we're going to be talking about... What am I talking about today? Climate change. I know. It's been spoken about so many times, sprayed into our ears from news so many times that we've lost count, and we really don't want to hear about climate change these days because it just takes up so much time. But hear me out. Listen me out. See me out. Yeah, see me out first. Out of your house. I just walked in to a screen. Today we're going to be talking about the effects of weather modification and whether climate change is actually something that you and I have played a big part of, and to see whether the changes that they're telling us to make are actually Three, two, one. So let's get right into the archive prism, shall we? Archive prism? Yeah, let's call it that. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pretend I'm not recording, and I'm going to go onto screenshot, record selected portion, and then record. There you go. Weather is what really affects us in terms of whether we're going to feel happy in the day with sunshine or with rain. Although some people actually enjoy rain and some people don't enjoy the sun. I know it's quite messed up in this country because we have a messed up climate, but there's reasons behind that. And some of these articles I'm going to go through will have an insight into what is going on with our governments, basically. So, first thing I'm going to show you is the NOAA website. Now, NOAA is a weather program office, as you can see. They monitor the weather of the globe, or the Earth, flat, and they basically predict or help people to predict what type of weather they're going to have, and they use innovative science powering a weather-ready nation. So we're going to go on a journey and see exactly what they mean by that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and type in a website that I found before. I'm going to go to noaa.gov/resources/weather modification. Now, when I go on here, as you can see, and click on it, it doesn't go to the website. Now you might be thinking, "Rah, that's interesting. Jacob, it's probably nothing. You're just seeing too much into it. You're wasting your time looking at things that we're not." Don't worry. I'll get to why it's actually something interesting that might pique your interest. So you go on the Wayback Machine, and then you type in the same website, and it comes up with this. Okay? The Wayback Machine is probably one of the most important websites in all of the internet. You know why? Because you can save archives of websites that have been taken down or deleted by interesting sources from deep state. So let's read through this, shall we? It has an article on here, or a web page, literally entitled Weather Modification. Now let's read through it a little bit. In the late 1940s and 1950s, many deemed the deliberate or the inadvertent alteration of atmospheric conditions by human activity also known as weather modification, has a promising science of the future. Currently, the most common form of weather modification is cloud seeding. How would they know that? Which increases rain or snow, usually for the purpose of increasing the local water supply. Oh really? Yeah, we're having droughts in California and in the Arab states, etc, etc. Are they trying to increase the local water supply, or are they trying to decrease it to create shortages of certain supplies? Who knows? I'm just speculating anyway. Weather modification can also have the goal of preventing damaging weather such as hail or hurricanes from occurring. Now that really does sound like a very charitable statement to make in terms of weather modification. It's almost like they're trying to back themselves up for it being used on a grander scale than is probably being given any notice. So, what's interesting is, of course, when you're talking about non-governmental organizations that have a big part to play in our environment, in our taxes or non-taxes, or in our way of life, they usually bring up the nicest, most diplomatic way of coming up with ways to get people to actually be on their side in terms of altering programs. But what's really interesting is, as you can see me scrolling up and down trying to make this more dramatic than it really is, we're going to go on activities subject to reporting. Now here it says the following. Scrolling too much. Modifying the characteristics of land or water surfaces by dusting or treating with powders, liquid sprays, dyes or other materials. So hold on. Modifying the characteristics of land or water surfaces. So what does that mean? Planting chemicals into the oceans and the seas in order to change the amount of water vapor that goes into a certain environment, which then in turn might affect the jet stream if it was done in that sort of area? Who knows? But all I know is that the jet stream has been splitting off into two branches, right? Recently. We have one branch which goes underneath where the jet stream usually is, and then we have one going above, which is why we've been having so many varying extreme weather conditions in two sides of the globe in close proximity, releasing electrically charged or radioactive particles or ions into the atmosphere. I'll say that again. Releasing electrically charged or radioactive particles or ions into the atmosphere. Shocking. Speaking of which, applying shock waves, sonic energy sources, or other explosive or acoustic sources to the atmosphere. Now what's interesting is that there's a lot of scientists that are arguing over the efficiency or the effectiveness of shockwaves or sonic energy in terms of how it manipulates the atmosphere around us, especially when it comes to earthquakes, because in the mainstream science world, so to speak, earthquakes cannot be changed or affected or started or triggered by frequencies of wave patterns that are outside of volcanoes or large tremors underneath the earth. So basically they're saying in the scientific community that earthquakes can't be artificially manipulated. However, what they're saying here is that using sonic energy sources or applying shock waves into the atmosphere, that there's an ability to actually manipulate the weather in that way. That's interesting. Remember, there's this video that I did actually a day ago, actually, if I am able to release this on time, which spoke about how waves and particles are the same thing, and all particles start off as waves until they are observed by a human or any living thing, or basically any entity that has the ability to observe. So everything's a wave until it's observed, and that includes us, by the way. Think about that. So that's interesting. That's not the most interesting part, to me anyway, of this particular piece. What's interesting is not only that it was taken down and you're not able to find it anymore, apart from on the Wayback Machine, but the most interesting part is at the bottom. This is the very interesting thing. Also expected from the requirement for reporting are religious activities or other ceremonies, rites, and rituals intended to modify the weather. Intended to modify the weather? Does that mean that religious activities or energy transference of beliefs and faiths actually has a scientific aspect to it? That's interesting. Again, this page is taken down from the active internet, and you can only find this on the Wayback Machine. But I might put it up on my comments, in the comments, if you'd like me to do that. Yeah, comment down below, what the frick do you think of this strangeness? This is absolutely incredible to me. It is an admission from a non-governmental organization that not only do they actively do all of the above, seeding substances into clouds to alter drop size distribution, as something as small and as specific as drop size distribution, that's crazy. Also, don't pray too hard because it might rain. No, pray by all means because you need it later. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and in the meantime, have a nice nyam, get something to drink if you haven't already, and yeah, just enjoy your day, enjoy your night. Make sure that you're blessed, make sure that you look out for people, make sure that you watch over with a kind heart and open your eyes to things that didn't seem how they are now anyway. Take care, and this is Jacob Marriott out.